Mic check. Mic check. And check your mic. This evening, to the right of me I have.
Caleb RASHOD.
To the left of me I have.
Mishlé.
We lying, y'all. We lied.
Okay,
We lied. I just want to make y'all. I just want to make y'all seem like y'all was watching PBS or something like
we
that.
wasn't up.
We was giving
We
flight
up now.
attendance,
We up
and then
now.
you just started
Okay.
going to church out of nowhere.
I would normally do our drum roll, but we had a baby boy who was taking a nap, so we're just gonna do a slight little tap drum roll.
He worked a 12-hour shift today.
In the rain.
Yeah.
Tonight's episode, before we describe what it is, I want you guys to share this with somebody, send it to somebody, tell somebody to tap in and to follow this, because pretty soon it's going to be bigger than what y'all even ready for. This evening, we are talking about, Nesha, tell us what we're talking about.
We're talking about imposter syndrome. Dun, dun, dun.
And what the hell is that?
It's not a disease.
I did not know what that was.
It's not a disease that you can catch.
When you read it, it's so crazy because you know it, right? It says imposter syndrome is the condition of feeling anxious and not experiencing success internally, despite being high performing. That was free. In external and objective ways. This condition often results in people feeling like a fraud or a phony and doubting their abilities. Let the church say.
Let the church say.
Amen.
Amen.
So what words stick out? Was that Wikipedia? What was that?
When you think about that one, this is coming from Better Up, right? Which is a site, or like more so like a blog. Mm-hmm. And I think most of us, if I can just be frank with everyone, don't want to speak for our audience, but some of us, primarily a lot of us, deal with this at our professional level. Mm-hmm. And I think oftentimes this is because we feel like we haven't earned the room. But the room is not a room without us. But if our confidence is not there, if our foundation is not there, then I think we do the room a disservice. Mm-hmm. I want to ask my sidekick and my squad, and even our production, right? And even our production team, if we can honestly just take a moment, 3, 2, 1, and just be honest about, have you ever had feelings of imposter syndrome? And be honest and tell me why.
Imposter. I don't know. The intrusive thoughts.
She is so theatrical, and I love it.
That's what comes to my mind, though. Like when I think, like when I hear
Talk to
imposter,
me.
it's just like imposter. It's like
somebody's pointing you out.
Call
like,
you out.
What are you doing here?
Fake. You're a phony.
Yeah.
Do you think that those stimuli and those voices and those overheads are coming from people, or do you think that that's an internal feeling?
It's an internal thing.
I think it. Yeah. It's
Most
like
times.
that's the anxiety. Like that is what your mind is telling you is gonna happen. Like someone's gonna I'm gonna be up on stage like giving like my equivalent of the MLK I have a dream speech, and someone's gonna stand up and be like, "You lie,"
or you're just like thinking about things that haven't happened yet.
My head all night.
Just thinking about things that haven't happened yet, or just like being worst case scenario like throughout the whole thing.
So let me ask you guys this in your honest opinion. Give me an example. An audience in the comments, tell me this too. Where you guys have experienced, or have you experienced, and then give me an example where this comes from. Or have you experienced?
Me first? Okay.
You're like, damn, coach.
Yeah. Now that I have a full understanding of what it is, I've definitely had that feeling. One, when I was like in the military, like when civilians would like come up to me and be like, "Oh, thank you for your service," I would always feel weird because I'm like, I haven't really done anything.
Wow.
Because of my like position in the military, I didn't feel like I was making that much of an impact. Me, little old me. So when people would say, "Oh, thank you for your service," I'm like, well,
who, me?
Right. I'm like, okay, I guess.
That's a perfect example.
That
is.
You're
That's
talking
awesome.
about you don't know. That's literally
You hit it right on the money.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right on the money.
I love that.
And then also just like creatively, like
You already know I was waiting for you to go there.
having ideas, and just when it comes to my music, sometimes I be like, damn.
I want you guys to know that as dope of a brand we are, and we are dope as brainstorming, this brain came up with that logo and that name.
Can I see it?
Y'all better
Is that in the
see it.
shot?
Y'all better
They
look
see it?
up there and see it.
I did that. Yeah.
He did that.
But yeah, sometimes it's like the definition said, it's just like self-doubt.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think that before I get to yours, where do you think that this comes from?
Comparison.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Comparison.
It's comparison. I feel like the main thing when it comes to imposter syndrome is that we have like all of these examples of those who have gone before us and gone on to be great, iconic, what have you. So it's like if your trajectory doesn't match theirs, or maybe you feel like you're not at the level that they were when they got it.
Right,
I feel like it's the constant comparison. It's just like, well, you obviously have the wrong person because I didn't do like this one and that one and It's just like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Give me your experience or your expression of it.
Imposter syndrome. Sometimes I feel like I'm not supposed to be an adult. I'm like, me? I'm supposed to be getting older?
With this economy, I'm starting to feel like that now. Am I supposed to be grown right now?
Like I will forever be a child, like
right
at heart.
I feel that with Charlie sometimes. Sometimes I just feel like,
oh, I can see that.
Yeah, like, like why did like someone trust me to take care of like another living thing? It's
makes
crazy
sense.
to me. It makes
Charlie
sense.
is her baby,
yes,
her puppy.
he really
in case she didn't know.
No,
it's my nephew.
Child.
It's my nephew.
I know. I say that as like I have him like joined at my hip. Like I don't know how to take care of this thing. Like
as he's sitting right here, y'all, he takes naps with his chin on the table. If I had to express and explain my imposter syndrome, I think mine started at childhood. I think you ever felt, and this is just being straight up, that you ever really knew that you were destined for greatness, but sometimes it could be your circle, it could be family, it could be whatever. So you dummy yourself down.
Or when you think about like the velocity of like what you know you could do, it kind of like can be overwhelming too.
And then sometimes you find yourself, you guys, dumbing yourself down. You find yourself kind of shrinking down because you don't really want to make other people feel excluded.
Yeah.
You don't really want to feel like you're the center of attention. So sometimes you find yourself have you guys ever found yourself being very inclusive? And you try to bring everybody on the journey. You try to do everything with everybody, but you realize you are the one that's supposed to do the music. You're the one that's supposed to do the creative. You're a very creative person. But there's been, to me, a lot of places and a lot of people you've tried to build that with, and it just didn't flow because it's you.
Well, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think when we think imposter syndrome, a lot of that can come from trauma. A lot of that can come from self-esteem, lacking self-esteem.
Could be your own like lack of self-worth or self-esteem, like you said. Yeah, definitely plays
the scariest part is doing what you're called to do. And as you guys are liking, sharing, and subscribing, I think the higher you go into your gifts, the higher you go into your profession, you're supposed to change the room. You're supposed to walk. My grandma used to tell me, Minnie, when you walk into a room, I don't care how quiet you are, you're the loudest thing in that room. And you stand up and you be what you're supposed to be. But sometimes you kind of feel like, well, I failed this exam. I've done this, I got this experience with the military. I had this experience with childhood trauma. And so sometimes you find yourself doing this. I want to do a small call to action. Drum roll, please. My call to action is to stand the fuck up.
Oh,
I didn't say it because Pastor Gwen is watching. I didn't say it.
Or,
go ahead.
Also, instead of thinking about all the things that may disqualify you from being in this position, think about all the things that does qualify you.
Instead of why me, why not me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think too, this is also a challenge because if you're supposed to be in the room, that means that you have to prepare yourself to be in those rooms. So for my musicians out there, if you got a gift and you sang and you want to impact the world, stand up and do what you're supposed to do. Hit those rehearsals, hit those notes, go over the music, learn. I don't know nothing about music, but read music, listen to different genres of music to see how the vibrato works. I don't know the terms. I'm just trying to feel smart because I'm with y'all. But am I hitting it right, Kay?
Well, perhaps that's part of it is just feeling like maybe you don't have what it takes, because it is depending on what it is that you're feeling the imposter syndrome about. It's hard to do a lot of things. Like a lot of great things take a lot of courage, work, dedication, bravery, all of that, all of the things you have to combat daily struggles. So it's just like, I think for me, sometimes it is feeling like, do I even have what it takes to, be great at the things that I claim?
Sometimes you might feel like, do I have the resources to be great? Because you want to be this phenomenal speaker. You want to be this phenomenal musician, but you don't have all the equipment like all the musicians do, or all the other speakers and trainers and all these people do. But sometimes you got to start with a little to maximize a lot.
Right. Start with what you got. For real.
2 snaps for that. Start what you got. I might
Start
get a
with
tattoo
what you
like
got.
that. Start with what you
What
got.
Nike said, just do it. Actually, no, because they're not.
Yeah.
We ain't getting no money from them.
Not yet.
Oh, Lord.
It's
We ain't
coming.
getting no money from
Not yet. The other challenge that I
Sponsor us,
have
please.
is to really hone in on your craft. And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are social media gurus. Sometimes
please don't give me that title.
Yeah.
But you're so good at it, though.
Girl.
You be like posing and stuff. I think that you can be doing well, right? And all of a sudden you see, when it be like the FYP page, or you're on the search, and then you see another songstress, or you see another musician, you see another speaker, you see another clinician, you see another yada, yada, yada. And then you start to go,
That's comparison.
Comparing
that's
yourself.
comparison.
That's like the
the
death
thief of
of
joy.
everything.
But
Like,
it's the reality. It's the reality that we do. And sometimes.
So how do you overcome that? I guess is like the question is like I feel like it's natural human nature to experience these feelings, this feeling of imposter syndrome. But what do we do to overcome those feelings? How do we get out of our own way, in a sense?
I would say for me, acceptance. Accept where you are. Accept what you have. But also realize where you're going. But for us to understand, it costs to boss. So if you want to be at this hierarchy level, you want to be this phenomenal speaker,
it costs to boss. I like that.
It costs to boss. And so if you want to be at this level,
That should be the
it's going to
title
take
of
some
this.
late nights
I like
and
that.
early mornings.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Oh my God!
Why she look at me like that?
That's Marsha. Is that her name? Yeah, give it.
What's
Two
up?
snaps for Kayla.
I'm sorry.
Y'all,
I'll look it up.
and
I'll
this
look it
is
up
our
later.
music. I'm gonna get on him later. I just think that
Get over here.
you're probably never really going to feel 100%.
Like, you're never gonna be ready.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's like waiting and working up for that moment. Like, I'm working towards this moment. Like, it has to be this way. It has to look this way. It has to go this way.
I didn't even think about
But really,
that.
if you just start with where you
Let's
at,
snap for that. Okay, I'm
because
listening.
another thing, what people like to see is growth.
Yeah. People
So
like
it's
to
like-
say they knew
and
you
progression.
You right. And you can't grow if you're already
Ooh, like
at a
Zach
certain.
Campbell. Shout out to
Yes,
Zach Campbell.
Zach Campbell. We
Zach
love
Campbell.
him.
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's a YouTuber,
He's a
social
YouTuber,
media
but
influencer.
he started in
From
his
the bottom
dorm
that we're
room.
here.
Yeah,
He started in his dorm room doing
in
like
college,
little
just
reaction
doing
videos.
reaction videos, and now he is like
He's
on-
met Lady Gaga. He's met all
Beyonce.
these people.
He's-
See,
Yeah,
it pays to have them because this is
yeah.
But he's a great example because he is someone that I feel like a lot of people
Started
saw
from nothing.
where he started in his college dorm
Yeah.
room just reacting to his faves, and now he's on the red carpet with his faves. So
Yeah,
it's
he's
just
a great
like,
example for
He's
that.
a great example. Like
It's
seeing
so ironic that you
someone's
say
growth.
that because before we dropped this episode, we were having a brainstorming and a strategy meeting
Right.
about growth and development
Right.
for mind control. So y'all, you gonna see some new stuff happening. We forget to count the small days. We are in a location. We got this set up, but pretty soon it's going to be probably bigger than what we're prepared for. And so when we were strategizing, we were brainstorming, we were looking at the trajectory of where we can go, not where we can go, where we're preparing to go. And I believe a small success, they call it the snowball, right? You start off with a little pebble, you start off with this, and all of a sudden you have this massive thing. But don't wait till the massive thing comes to be like, oh, let me go get a suit. Let me go get a haircut. Let me go get this. And I think I always have this saying when I teach sometimes, I go, you have to prepare yourself to receive. And I also believe too, when you have preparation, you have reception. And I don't think the guy that you guys were talking about, he just woke up one day and was on the red carpet.
No.
I think he had to go through the days where there's 5 subscribers, 30 views. He had to go there. The same thing with this brand. So I want you guys to realize that you guys caught us at the beginning. And I want y'all to look back this time,
episodes.
this time next year
20 episodes.
and be like, first of all, her locks is long as hell. Second of all,
that's why
Caleb's
you can't,
locks.
That's why you can't
Don't tell
cut
people
them.
I'm about to cut them.
You can't. She wants to cut her hair, and I
I
told her
really
no.
do. I've been growing locks for almost 5 years. You
had
grow
locks for
yours, I'll
7.
cut mine, and we'll swap.
No, I had mine for 7.
Okay.
You had your locks for 7 years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They were dope. I do like your haircut, though.
Yeah.
So as you guys, again, we're talking about the imposter syndrome, and I want us just to have this verbal, cognitive, and emotional integrity to be like, me too, coach. Me too, Caleb. Me too, Niche. And I've experienced that too. And I think once it comes out of your mouth, then you go to an acceptance.
Yeah.
Then you go to an acceptance, but also prepare yourself to be in the right rooms. If you know that this room does you a disservice, then you need to go to a different level. You need to go to a different, maybe a different job, a different career, a different artistry, a different whatever. If the gifts don't make room for you, then it's time to go. I think Prophet Too Short said that, right? No?
Prophetess, Too Short.
Oh, excuse me.
What song is that? What?
It's time to go.
Okay.
Before his time.
Outside
Of that, one of the, before we get to the takeaways, I really want you guys to share this and to subscribe it. Don't wait till we got billions and billions of all these things, and then y'all want to be up in the comments and expect for us to respond back, because I might start acting brand new.
Oh, she definitely will.
Oh my God. I'd be like, Charlie, get my car.
Girl, nah, girl.
Joking. I'm
You
always
never
going to be
gave that,
relatable.
honey.
Never.
It never
The G-Wagon is
that.
coming. Shout out to Mercedes.
Come on,
That's a free
G-Wagon.
plug. I want to look at this, but I also want us to get to the point to where we can talk about the failures and where we are at the bottom before we get to the top. Like you said with the young man, I don't think that the red carpet just happened overnight. I don't think that how many views average that does he get?
Oh, child.
He gets like thousands now. Just his videos are like highly sought after now. Like
That's amazing.
anytime something drops, specifically with like Beyonce or just big name artists in the pop industry,
Pop culture. He's on it.
Yeah, his commentary, his reactions, they are highly sought after.
Okay.
So
Give me some takeaways since we already with you.
I think a takeaway for me is just the next time that I have these feelings of imposter syndrome, I'm just going to go, why not me? I'm just going to make that a mantra.
I like that.
When I'm entering spaces and I feel those anxieties, just start asking myself, you know what? Why not me? It had to be somebody, and today it just happened to be me. So why not me?
Yeah. I feel like sometimes you kind of got to psych yourself out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just repurpose the nervous energy.
Okay. I like that. What about you, Kat?
Take away from me. Also keep good people around you too.
You took mine.
That's gonna speak life into whatever
Yeah,
you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very
Because you
important.
need those people in your ear to counteract
Yeah.
that anxiety, that
Definitely.
nervousness,
Yeah. That's my
that
takeaway.
negativity, that negative voice.
Yeah.
Okay. In conclusion, I think mine would be accept where you are so you could be where you want. And I don't mean to make that a bar, but
Lies.
emoji hands.
It
I
just
really
flow
didn't.
like that. You know what
It
I'm
just
saying?
flow like that, boy. I just think that, and do not despise the days of small beginnings. Do not despise the days of sitting at a table with a tablecloth and this setup and then looking at where you are.
Yeah.
But I also think too is to have the metrics and the goal measurements of looking back to when we first connected. What was that? July, August?
August of
It's
2023.
February.
Yeah.
Look at the cohesion. Look at the
And it just that feeling of like looking back and like, dang, we really like
we followed through.
Yeah.
We followed through. Not saying, no respect for the military, but shout out to them because we wouldn't have had this.
Right. Right.
And so forth and so on. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Send
we
it
are
to your
Mind
mama.
Control, aka
Send it to your
MC.
daddy.
Send it to your baby
Send
mama.
it to your baby mama.
CC your
your
daddy.
cousin.
I like the way you said it too. CC your daddy.
Yeah. Oh.
To your uncle.
We are Mind Control, aka MC. If you with me,
And we
peace.
out.